Good evening all. My name's Andrew Day and I'm the Chief Executive Officer at Manningham City Council, and I'd like to welcome you all to the annual meeting of Manningham City Council. Would everyone please stand for the council prayer? Almighty God, we pray for your blessing upon this council. Help and prosper its work for the advancement and benefit of its people, so that peace and happiness, unity and justice may be established among us all. Amen. Please be seated. I'll now read the acknowledgement statement of country. Manningham Council acknowledges the Wurundjeri Woiwurrung people as the traditional owners of the land and waterways that is now known as Manningham. Council pays respect to elders past, present and emerging, and values the ongoing contribution to enrich and appreciate the cultural heritage of Manningham. Council acknowledges and respects Australia's First Peoples as traditional owners of lands and waterways across country and encourages reconciliation between all. Manningham Council would also like to acknowledge the contribution made to Manningham over the years by people of diverse backgrounds and cultures. I'd like to welcome all members of the public joining us online this evening to observe proceedings of this annual meeting of the Council. The meeting has been held for the purpose of electing the Mayor and Deputy Mayor for the coming 12-month period. Apologies. No apologies have been received for this evening's meeting. Item number 3, mayoral term. Can I have a mover, please?
I move that Council determine the Mayor to be elected for a one-year term.
Thank you, Councillor Laura Main. Do I have a seconder?
Second that.
Thank you, Councillor Goff. Would you like to speak to the motion, Councillor? Would you like to speak to the motion, Councillor?
No, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Is there any other speakers for the motion? In that case, the motion is moved and accepted, and Council will determine the Mayor is elected for a one-year term. Oh, sorry, I should ask for a vote, shouldn't I? You can tell I'm an amateur. All those in favour? And that is carried unanimously. Thank you. Election of the Mayor. I would now like to invite nominations for the position of Mayor for 21-22. Do I have a nomination?
I would like to nominate Councillor Michelle Kleinert.
And do I have a seconder for that nomination?
I'd like to second the motion.
Thank you, Councillor Lightbody and Councillor Lang. If there are no further nominations, it's my pleasure to declare Councillor Michelle Kleinert duly elected as the Mayor for 21-22. Congratulations.
Yes.
So I'll now invite the Mayor, Councillor Kleinert, to come forward to be robed by the Group Manager of Governance and Risk, and gladly hand over the chair.
Well, thank you. Well, first of all, it's so lovely to be here face to face and see each and every one of you, to my fellow councillors and executive officer and staff. So thank you. It's an honour and a privilege to be elected as your Mayor for this coming year. I'd like to thank my councillor colleagues, Councillors Anna Chen, Councillor Andrew Conlon, Councillor Thomas Lightbody, Councillor Laura Main, Councillor Deirdre De Monte, Councillor Carly Lang, Councillor Jeff Goff, Councillor Stephen Main. I do not take this position lightly, recognising that it is a robe that is borrowed. Many have worn it before me and many will wear it after me. But I dedicate myself to serve both the organisation and our community, a community that I love dearly. I thank my family and friends for encouraging me always to be the best version of myself, and most for my father, my greatest support. To my family overseas, I miss you, and I'll see you soon. Sorry. Oh, goodness. Also, I'd like to thank two women. The first one's Lisa Morrison, and I do hope she's watching. Lisa tapped me on the shoulder and one day and said, "You should run for council. You love helping people. You love solving problems." And it was with those words that it made me think. And so then I contacted a former mayor that I'd met only once, Irene Goonan. And she was one of the first persons that I contacted and spoke to. And I thank Irene for encouraging me and telling me all the reasons why I could. And it's with these two women that every single time that I think I can't, I still hear the whispers of their voices telling me that I can. So why do I share this now? Well, because it's been a tough year, and for our community and for our organisation as a whole. But I think we've done extremely well in these most difficult times. And together, we will all bounce back. I'll stay focused on the whispers of good people that I have around me, and you know all who you are. So thank you. I commit to work with our community and rebuild our connection and enable and empower all and one another. And to my councillors and my community, I will have an open door policy. I will instill Manningham values that we remain committed to, all of us. And we are about to elect our Deputy Mayor, and I thank them in advance for putting up their hand to be part of the next 12 months of my journey. We will be a dynamic team. I acknowledge and thank our outgoing Mayor and our Deputy Mayor for their work this year. It's not been an easy year, but it's been one that's brought us together in very difficult times. 2022 will be focused on our council plan, our transparency and accountability, a place where we'll all feel welcomed, protecting our local environment and focusing on footpaths and drains and streetscape, mental health, which is a passion of mine. And this is where I will focus also on bullying, thanks to the work of Bully Zero and the project that I've embarked on. We need to hold the mantra, be kind. Be kind, Manningham. And then there's advocacy, an unusual year with the state and federal election next year. So we've got a lot of work to do, a lot of lobbying to be done. So I pledge to serve with energy and devotion, and there is much work to be done in this coming year, and I'm very excited about. So to the CEO and to the executive management team, I look forward to working with you all. I'm so proud to serve as a councillor of the Westerfolds ward. I'm proud of my city, and I'm delighted to be the Mayor of Manningham. Thank you. So item number 5, congratulatory motion. Do I have a mover?
Yes.
Councillor Laura Main.
On behalf of the council and the residents of the municipality, congratulations to be extended to Councillor Kleiner on being elected as Mayor of Manningham City Council.
Do I have a seconder?
I second the motion.
Councillor Lang. Do I put that to a vote, motion? A speaking? Sorry. Do I have a? Would you like to speak to that motion?
Yes, I'd like to speak to the motion. This will be Michelle's second year as Mayor. She did a great job the last time, and I'm confident she will continue to grow in the role. This will be an important role due to the impacts of COVID. Renovation is down in our community and isolation is apparent. so the role of mayor has never been more vital to rebuild this. Knowing Michelle and her outgoing, bubbly and welcoming nature, she is a perfect fit. Speaking of her welcoming nature, when you go for a walk with Michelle, especially in Templestowe, the heart of her Westerfolds ward, not only is she always willing to stop and chat to anyone who comes up to her, but you see how comfortable others in our community is to come to speak to her. Michelle's a great role model. She brings diversity, being a woman who is half Maltese and half German and speaks German, which you might not all know. This is important to our community because seeing diversity in leadership encourages others to put themselves out there, as it is easier to be what you can already see. She does a great job for ALGWA, which is the Australian Local Government Women's Association. She's their only employee and is only contracted to work 1 day a week, though we all know she works a lot harder than that. Attending the ALGWA conference earlier this year, I saw firsthand how great Michelle is at bringing people together for a really well-organised event, which was really well attended. She does a lot for nurturing young women in leadership, including regular talks and programs at both Deakin and Swinburne University. And finally, she just has great values. She cares about others' well-being with her passion for mental health, as she's already addressed, and she's a great moral compass which leads her decision-making. So I'd like to say congratulations, and I look forward to working under your leadership for the next 12 months.
Thank you. Councillor Lang.
Thank you. I'd like to thank our outgoing mayor just at the start, Councillor Andrew Connellan, for his leadership, care and passion. But tonight I'd like to take that opportunity to continue that with the congratulations of our new mayor, Councillor Michelle Kleinert. Just like our first mayor, Councillor Kleinert, your achievement of mayoralship is a testament to your ambition and to your perseverance. I know you will be able to climb over any challenge that comes your way. We know the road of life and leading others to success is sometimes littered with obstacles. While others give up and turn around or turn back, you push your way through. I know this achievement is only one of the many in your future that it has to bring you. Because when faced with a challenge, it only causes you to persevere and to be more determined. It is this achievement of Mayor tonight that proves that. We, together, are happy to be able to watch you achieve your vision for Manningham, to achieve your vision for your ward, and to achieve your vision for all of us councillors. I only know of a few people who can inspire others to achieve success. You are one of those people. Your drive and passion is infectious for us councillors and for the organisation. You have very good relationships with the people that you work with, and that comes from many levels. As we're all councillors with families, occupations, friends, our lives are filled with jumping from one task to the next, trying to achieve success and happiness. Sometimes we can be consumed and we can forget to savour the wins along the way. I've noticed that's something you do. You take these opportunities to call others, walk with others, have a coffee with others, or host a meeting to support others, to support them, congratulate them, and to inspire them. That is a leader of leaders, and that will be the mayor you will be. What you have achieved is a testament to your passion, dedication, and long-term vision. We are proud of you. We congratulate you. Don't forget to take a moment to enjoy it.
Thank you, Councillor Lang. So I now put that to a vote. Oh, sorry.
I haven't got much else to add because Councillor Laura Main and Kylie Lang said a lot. But it has been an absolute pleasure getting to know you and working with you over the past year. It's been my first year as a councillor, and having you to talk through issues with and meet up regularly with has been really helpful with your advice and your knowledge and experience as a councillor and as a mayor and as working with all the other organisations that you help. And I look forward to working with you as mayor over the next year as well.
Thank you.
If I'm able to just say something on behalf of the organisation, Mayor, to congratulate you on being elected this evening. We're all looking forward to working with you over the next 12 months. There is no doubt, as all the councillors have said, you bring an incredible amount of passion for Manningham to the table and energy and enthusiasm. We're very much looking forward to that. I think it's a fantastic 12 months ahead for the community, and to have you in the leadership role with your love of community events and getting out there amongst community, as councillors have said. I think it's fantastic for us as an organisation to be working very, very closely with you. I certainly look forward to working closely with you as CEO as Manningham gets back to doing what Manningham does so well over the next 12 months. There's obviously a lot of challenges ahead of us, but this current council set a very strong, clear direction for us as an organisation. We certainly look forward to working with you closely to lead the council as we and the organisations we deliver on that for you and obviously for the Manningham community.
Thank you. Now I'll put it to a vote. We don't have to vote on that, do we? We do. Any speakers against? Let's put it to a vote. Thank you. That's unanimous. This now comes to the election of the Deputy Mayor. So I call on nominations for the position of Deputy Mayor for 2021-2022.
I nominate Councillor Dee Maffei.
Councillor Laura Mayne. Do I have a seconder?
I second the motion.
Councillor Carly Lang. There are no further nominations. It is my pleasure to declare Councillor Del Monte duly elected as Deputy Mayor for 2021-2022. Now, it's acknowledgement of the outgoing Mayor, item 8. Before we conclude tonight's meeting, I'd like to take the opportunity to acknowledge our outgoing Mayor, Councillor Conlon. Do I have a mover? Councillor Chen.
On behalf of Council and the residents of the municipality, a motion of appreciation be recorded to the outgoing Mayor, Councillor Andrew Cullen.
Thank you. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Goff. Councillor Chen.
Well, what can I say, Councillor Cullen? It has been an extraordinary year due to COVID restrictions. But under the leadership of Councillor Cullen, our outgoing Mayor, Council business has run smoothly, and we still have our usual Council meetings as usual. We haven't missed one meeting, but the only thing is we conducted on Zoom. We all on a very small screen, a lot of squares on the small screen. So it has been going on for the last 12 months. But Councillor Cullen, it has been a privilege to be your deputy, and you have demonstrated great leadership, and you are very fair, and you genuinely care about our community. You always demonstrate a positive attitude with a smile. And I always remember that whenever I have an issue to discuss with you, pick up the phone. At the other end of the phone, you say, "Hi, hello, how's it going on?" And it just makes me feel much easy. I feel happier to speak to whatever difficult situations I have. And you are also a hardworking mayor. Just by way of an example, and we have to conduct everything on Zoom. Especially, probably no one noticed that we still have citizenship ceremonies, virtual citizenship ceremonies from time to time. There was once I'm very lucky to share your load. geez, that was 3 hours virtual citizenship ceremonies. By the end of 3 hours, I think I was in another world. But this is only a small portion of your workload. You conducted more than ever citizenship I have ever conducted virtually. So this is by way one of the example no one ever noticed during the COVID restrictions. But you do it from your heart without complaints, or always with a positive attitude, with a smile. Well, Councillor Colin, because you have done all those, you have set a very high bar for the mayoral role. And thank you so much for your great leadership under the very challenging year 2020 and 21. We will never forget it. We probably will never have that again. But great leadership, what can I say? Just a privilege, and I really feel honored to work with you. Thank you.
Well, Councillor Conlon, 1 year as your worship and mayor, fantastic year. You know, probably the most important mayoralty in a term of a council, in my opinion, is the first year. Because it sets the bar, it sets the standard, it sets the feel of the council and how it operates. And it's no mean feat, because it requires an ability to bring 9 individuals together, and often in the case, those people that do know what happens in council, and very new people, and introducing them into council. And it's that work with the relationships between all councillors and the work with the CEO and the officers and getting us to work as a team has been a great job that you have done. And I think, in my opinion, you've done an outstanding job at doing so. It's one where I think you have shown everybody that everybody is to be listened to, and you do that exactly by example and with the patience of everybody going through everything and allowing it to go. Now, I don't know whether it was because it was Zoom, but we did spend a lot of time in meetings, perhaps longer than perhaps normal. But there have been great achievements. So we've brought all of us together, that's great, and we're working together as a group and establishing the way in which we operate with the officers and with the organisation. All of those things are established. But we've had a bit of a workload, because what's piled on to a council in its first term is a whole heap of policies and things that we have to get done within a certain number of months. Now, it started off very well because we were able to come to council and meet and do things. But very quickly into the work term of the new year, COVID did cut in, and it really did change the way council operated for most of this year. And it made it very difficult. So all of the regular functions and things that we had here at council were curtailed. A lot of them cancelled, and a whole lot of things did change for that. But I didn't hear one complaint or anything. It was onto it and into how we go about it, and we've got to do it this way and change. So that adaptability and going with the flow on all of those things, and keeping us all at task at so many Zoom meetings. In fact, I probably don't want to ever see a Zoom meeting again, because I actually don't like them. But we have got through a great deal of work. So we've got our council plan that has gone out and been adopted. We've got our budget and our financial plan that's been out to the community and been adopted. We've got our budget all the way through, and the first budget of a new council is always a very difficult one to get up and through. And we have, I suppose, best as possible throughout the system, kept every service and everything going that we could keep going within Manningham. And you're all there also pushing us to make sure that we do take care with those emergency funds and things of the people that have been caught up in COVID. I'd say an outstanding job. And I know it's the second term that you've had, and you've actually learnt from the first one, and it really did show. And you had undertaken that job with the dignity and responsibility and care that is second to none. I think it's been an outstanding job all year. So on behalf of myself, the council too, I'm sure that if they don't speak, thank you very much for an outstanding and wonderful job for the past year.
Councillor Stephen Mayne.
Thank you, Mayor. So under our new meeting procedures, I stay seated. So thank you, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Former Mayor, for an excellent 12 months of leadership at Manningham. For us 5 new councillors, it's very important to have someone, a safe pair of hands, inclusive, experienced, hard-working, and I've been very happy with the choice that was made 12 months ago to have you as the Mayor for the very important first year, as Councillor Goff mentioned. No state or territory has less community involvement in mayoral selection than Victoria. Every 12 months, with the exception of the City of Melbourne, we have to make this decision. And I personally have been very happy with the decision we made 12 months ago, and note that in your 5 years as a councillor, you have served 2 terms as mayor. 40% of the time you have been a councillor, you have been trusted by your colleagues to provide leadership. Year 2 for a first-term councillor showed a level of talent and natural leadership, and then year 1 in the new council backed up that level of confidence. I think you handled our first ever community panel extremely well. We had to do the inaugural budget, the 4-year plan, which is the Bible that drives and guides us for the rest of the term. You've supported the big step up in capital works under your leadership, and we're very close to being able to open new facilities like the Reshix Reserve Pavilion and our 2 soccer field facility at Petty's Reserve. You've been constructive and professional in your relationship with the CEO. We've got an excellent CEO, and you've provided that bridge between the elected side of the operation and the administration, which is all important. That chair-CEO relationship really matters, and we've been blessed with an excellent duo for the first 12 months of this term. And Mr. Mayor, you're amazing. Under your leadership, Council's net asset position rose by an impressive 119 million over the past financial year to a record $2.254 billion, largely thanks to a write-up of $91 million in asset values. The previous year, our assets were written down by 61 million, so you've even turned the numbers around. Unlike many governments, we haven't blown up the balance sheet responding to COVID. We still have no debt. We still have more than $50 million of cash in the bank, albeit some of it restricted, so don't get any big spending ideas, Mayor Kleinert. The Mayor's very well suited to this role. He has an engineering background, he's run businesses, he's a school teaching at the moment, he grew up in the regions, and between he and Vicky, they're parents of 8 children. I mean, what an amazing background. And that broadness, I think, has been very evident. And then throw in your mild manner, but firmness when necessary. Everyone feels heard. You've been accommodating of individual passions. So with me, with transparency and reworking the meeting procedures and talking about the pokies and the RSL getting out of pokies and issues like that, you've been supportive. And then the big decisions we've made, from the Climate Action Plan, where you showed real energy and leadership, getting the Livable City strategy out to public consultation, which is one of our biggest decisions, the Ruffy Lake Park Master Plan, Macedon Square, tumult with the traders, to a really well-received, well-designed plan. So I think they've been good decisions. You've worked very well with Councillor Anna Chen as Deputy, and thank you, Anna, for an excellent year of co-leadership with Andrew. And I'd also like to very much congratulate Councillor Kleinert and Diamante and wish them the very best of luck in continuing the excellent leadership at Manningham over the next 12 months.
Thank you, Councillor Mayne. Councillor Diamante.
Thank you, Mayor. Do you mind if I stand here so my back is not to Councillor Conlon?
Absolutely.
Thank you. It's a hard act to follow, Councillor Mayne. But thank you, Councillor Conlon. Andrew, throughout your mayoral term, on a personal note, your guidance for me has been invaluable, I should say, as a new councillor. I've welcomed your guidance on the operation of council and your experience to enhance my engagement with the community, so thank you. As everyone said, it's been a difficult year for you with restrictions on getting out and about. However, you've always carried yourself with such a great calm and professionalism, and they're great traits to have in a leader. As a council and under your leadership, I've been proud how you've wanted to support those businesses in the Bulleen Light Industrial Zone affected by the North East Link, and also very proud of the substantial COVID release packages that have been delivered to business and also to community groups. As the other councillors have said, you've maintained a financially responsible approach to decision making while also supporting an increase in our expenditure to maintain our council assets. And I'm also thankful you've showed great consideration for responsible development as we consider longer term plans, including the Livable City strategy. As Councillor Chen said, in everything you do, you always put the community first and you're very fair. So thank you for your leadership and care, and briefly thank you, Councillor Anna Chen, for your wisdom and thoughtful leadership in the last 12 months. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor De Monte. Mr. CEO.
Thank you, Mayor. And obviously it's my privilege to thank you on behalf of the organisation. Councillor Conlon, it has been an incredible 12 months. The councillors have covered off on the major achievements that the council and the organisation together have achieved in a really tough year. But there was a couple of things that I wanted to highlight. One was very much that role that a mayor plays critically, being the conduit between councillors and the organisation, and it's never been more necessary than in the year that we've experienced, with so much distance put between all of us, for the mayor to very much be the temperature of the council laws, and to really make sure that the intent of the councillors was well and truly understood by myself as the CEO and also the organisation. And I know and appreciated the words around the achievements of the council and the organisation, our 650 staff and 100 different services in such a challenging year, and the support that you brought to me personally as the CEO, and also checking in on the organisation and seeing how the organisation was tracking. Each time we met, and we met on a weekly basis religiously, and you always prioritised that, you would check in not just on how the organisation was going, but on me personally, and that was always greatly appreciated. You never forgot that, and I'll never forget that either. So thank you very much for that. But the critical thing I would say that you always brought to the table was that you always challenged me, you always challenged the organisation to be better on behalf of the community, and you were very much the compass for us organisationally in terms of making sure that we did not lose focus on what was important to the Manningham community. And I think that accountability that you always brought to the table was critically important, and ensuring that we did not lose focus on why we existed as an organisation. That was the Manningham community, and you've got an incredible sense of what is important to all the people in Manningham. So again, thank you on behalf of the organisation, but particularly thank you personally for your leadership over the past 12 months.
Your hand, Maggie.
Thank you very much. Good on you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Is it right if I take your time to say some words?
Absolutely.
So thank you, Mr. CEO, and my fellow councillors for your kind words. And I'd actually like to start by just acknowledging the Wurundjeri Wurrung people as the traditional owners of this fantastic land that we now know as Manningham. Sorry. And pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. So it has been an honour to see Council take some small steps towards reconciliation in this term already in 1 year. And we've got a great positive relationship thanks to the officers with the Wurundjeri Council. and to the point where they helped guide our Reconciliation Action Plan. And we actually, for the first time in a long time, we've chosen an Aboriginal name for Wangoon Willem down at Warrandyte. And I think that's like a small step, but a significant step in reconciliation. So that's something that I'm very proud of, that we have done together. And it certainly has been an honour to serve as Mayor for the last 12 months. And in reflection, I believe we've got much to be proud of as a council. We started out by agreeing to appoint a community panel, as you've heard, to help develop our vision and plan for the coming 4 years. And following a fantastic response from our community, with the number of people being involved, the council organisation then skillfully selected a brilliant and diverse range of people from that group for the panel, and that resulted in our adopting a vision and many of the key action points for our new council plan. So may I thank our officers who were involved in making that process such a success. In parallel, and we did a lot of things in parallel, we worked on ensuring that the council plan reflected our aspirations for the city of Manningham, and the result is a plan that we can be proud of, I think, and confident in, a plan that will bear fruit. Still in parallel, we had a very confident team guiding us through the formulation of our first budget and our 10-year financial plan. This saw the creation of our strategic fund, a new initiative, and a significant shift towards spending on core infrastructure like roads, drains and footpaths. So on behalf of my fellow councillors, may I thank that team for your support and professionalism in guiding us through that process. We also established our advocacy priorities, and we've also done some, I guess, sort of machinations type or process type things in better aligning our committee structure and our community partnership grants with the timing of a council plan, and I think that'll be a benefit to all councils coming after us. But most importantly, I guess I feel we have had a great start as a group of 5 new councillors and 4 returned councillors in the way we've been able to work together with respect. So I hope I've been able to play some small part in empowering councillors to make a difference and for you to work effectively with the organisation. And with that, I would like to thank each and every one of my fellow councillors for entrusting me with this role over the last 12 months and for your support of our shared values during that time. In particular, may I thank Councillor Chen for your great support as Deputy Mayor. And yes, they are long, those I think I did 6 hours a number of times, and you need some breaks. And on that, I hopefully there'll be for all those new citizens, hopefully there'll be a function where they can come and actually meet us in person. So I know Jenny's going to be hard at work working on that. And on that, can I thank Jenny for her great work in organising those Zoom citizenship ceremonies. And of course, none of this would have been possible without the great support we've enjoyed as a council from the CEO, Mr. Andrew Day, all the directors, past, present and emerging, and the wonderful start and all the wonderful staff here at Manningham. So I'd like to thank you, Andrew, for your commitment to the council and particularly for your great leadership of the organisation during a topsy-turvy 12 months. And I hope some of the initiatives that you and I worked on together, like the Social Wellbeing Think Tank and the Strategic Fund, will make a difference in the long term. So I'd also like to thank Courtney for your support and Jude and the comms team. I've had a lot of interaction with that team in particular. I'm not sure how many people watch it online, but I do this pre and post council briefing. I don't bother looking at the numbers. I never watch myself again. I get it over and done with. Maybe I'll watch it one day. Maybe something my kids can watch it, or my grandkids. As I said, one of the most rewarding parts of my role was actually swearing in those hundreds of people for new citizens, and I know that you'll enjoy that as Mayor. So I don't know if I said at the start, but I would do congratulate you, Michelle and Deirdre, for your new roles, and I know that you'll do a great job over the next 12 months. So on a personal note, I've got to acknowledge and thank my fantastic family, and in particular my beautiful wife of 33 years. I'm pretty sure that's right. So, yes.
You better get it right.
She's upstairs, she's listening. Not upstairs. So thank you, Vicky, for your encouragement and willingness to sacrifice in support of my role as mayor. And I definitely couldn't have done this without your love and support. So I'm looking forward to spending more time with my family and potentially more time playing golf, depending on permissions from others. So thanks again. I really have had a great year, despite the topsy-turvy. Cheers.
Thank you, Councillor Conlon. Item number 8. There is no further business on tonight's agenda, so I declare the meeting closed.